Welcome to Health and Fitness. We will talk about 20 arm exercises without weights you can do at home. Let's start. 1 plank tap. Start in a high plank with your palms flat, hands shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked directly above your wrists, legs extended behind you, and your core and glutes engaged. Tap your right hand to your left shoulder while engaging your core and glutes to keep your hips as still as possible. Do the same thing with your left hand to right shoulder. That's 1 rep. Continue alternating sides. To make this easier, try separating your legs a little more. Targets the deltoids, latissimus dorsi, triceps, glutes, and core. 2 side plank. Lie on your right side with your right hand directly underneath your right shoulder. Extend your legs and stack your left foot on top of your right, and then squeeze your abs and glutes to lift your hips off the floor. Extend your left hand straight up toward the ceiling. Hold here for a set amount of time. Targets the core, especially the obliques, latissimus dorsi, and deltoids. Forearm plank. Reach out. Katie Thompson 3 forearm plank. Reach out. Start in a forearm plank position, with your elbows directly under your shoulders, hands facing forward so your forearms are parallel, core engaged, hips level, and legs extended straight behind you. From this position, reach your right hand forward and tap the floor in front of you. Return your right hand to your starting position, and then reach forward with your left hand to tap the floor in front of you. Continue to alternate sides as you focus on keeping your hips steady throughout. Make it easier. If this exercise feels too challenging, take your feet wider than hip width apart. The wider your feet, the easier the move should be. Targets deltoids, latissimus dorsi, core, and glutes. 4 plank up down. Start in a high plank with your palms flat, hands shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked directly above your wrists, legs extended behind you, and your core and glutes engaged. Place your feet hip width apart. Lower your left arm so that your forearm is on the floor. Then, do the same with your right so that you're in a forearm plank. Reverse to return to a high plank. That's 1 rep. As you move, keep your hips as still as possible. To make this easier, try widening your legs a little more. Targets the deltoids, latissimus dorsi, triceps, glutes, and core. 5 push-ups. Start in a high plank with your palms flat, hands shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked directly above your wrists, legs extended behind you, and your core and glutes engaged. Bend your elbows and lower your chest to the floor. Drop to your knees if needed. Push through the palms of your hands to straighten your arms. That's 1 rep. Targets the core, pectorals, deltoids, and triceps. Downward dog to push up. Katie Thompson 6 downward dog to push up. Start in a downward dog position. To get into a downward dog, start from an all-fours position with wrists under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Engage your core, lift your knees, and straighten both legs as your head drops naturally between your biceps and you come into an inverted V shape. In downward dog, your arms and back should be straight and your hips piked up to the ceiling. Your heels do not need to touch the floor, but you should feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs. From this position, lift your right hand and reach back to tap your left toes. Allow your torso to naturally rotate open so you can tap your toes. If you can't reach your toes, tap your shin or knee. Return to downward dog and roll forward into a high plank or modified plank by gently lowering your knees to the floor. From your high plank or modified plank, do a push-up by bending both arms at the elbows and lowering your chest toward the floor in a smooth movement. Push back up to return to your plank, then pike your hips to return to your downward dog. Now lift your left hand and tap your right toes. After you've completed the toe tap, roll forward into a plank and do another push-up. Continue your downward dog to toe tap to push-up progression. Targets core, pectorals, deltoids, and triceps. 7 decline push-up. This is a push-up progression, which means it's more challenging than a regular push-up. Place your toes on a box, bench, or step. Then get into a high plank with your palms flat, hands shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked directly above your wrists, core and glutes engaged. Bend your elbows and lower your chest to the floor. Push through the palms of your hands to straighten your arms. That's 1 rep. Targets the core, pectorals, deltoids, and triceps. 8 incline push-up. This is a push-up regression, which means it's less challenging than a regular push-up. The more elevated your upper body is, the easier it will be. Get into a high plank with your hands on a box, bench or step, palms flat, hands shoulder width apart, and shoulders stacked directly above your wrists. Extend your legs behind you, feet hip width apart. Engage your core and glutes. Bend your elbows and lower your chest to the bench. Push through the palms of your hands to straighten your arms. That's 1 rep. Targets the core, pectorals, deltoids, and triceps. Image may contain human person sports fitness exercise working out yoga and stretch. Katie Thompson. 9. Lateral plank walk. Start in a high plank with your palms flat, hands shoulder width apart, shoulders directly above your wrists, legs extended behind you, and your core and glutes engaged. Step right, leading with your right hand and right foot, maintaining a plank as you move. This is 1 rep. Do your reps in one direction, and then repeat in the opposite direction. Targets the deltoids, latissimus dorsi, triceps, glutes, and core. 10 triceps box, dip. Sit on the floor with your knees bent and feet flat and your back against a box or step. Place your hands on the box, fingers toward your body. If your box is high, like the one pictured here, place your hands on the box first, and then walk your heels out so you can comfortably lower your body in front of the box without hitting it. Straighten your arms to lift your butt, then bend your elbows to lower yourself without sitting down completely. That's 1 rep. Keep your heels on the floor and your elbows pointed directly behind your body, not flared out to the side.